everyone, John Antonio Eserbo here. I am 20 years old, studying at Biliran Province State University, taking up Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. So for today's video, we're going to talk about tvOS.
tvOS. What is it? A TV operating system is the bootable software in smart TVs and set-top boxes that makes it possible for a user to access and control in advanced features and connected devices. As in a personal computer, there is a graphical user interface for interaction in a tvOS. tvOS, formerly known as Apple TV software, is an operating system developed by Apple Inc. for the second generation and later Apple TV digital media player. It is based on the iOS operating system and has many similar frameworks, technologies, and concepts. tvOS is the operating system that runs on the 4th and 5th generation Apple TV digital media player. It is largely based around the iOS operating systems, with added features designed to optimize app use on a television interface. The 4th and 5th generation Apple TVs ran an operating system called tvOS, which was built from the ground up to provide a simple, easy-to-navigate television watching experience. tvOS is designed to put content front and center with a similar app-centric design that's controlled through the touch-based remote and Siri voice commands. tvOS features a full app store for downloading a range of different apps and games that can be used on the Apple TV, along with several built-in apps much like iOS. Built-in apps include photos for accessing your library on the Apple TV, Apple Music, podcast, computers for home sharing, and TV. It aggregates TV and movie content from a wide range of apps. Siri integration is a key part of tvOS, allowing the user to search for specific content via voice for quicker content access. And there are useful features to make television watching simpler, like single sign-on or zero sign-on for more quickly signing into third-party apps that require authentication with your cable credentials. Main tvOS features. TV app. The overall app interface has been improved with sections for movies, TV, shows, sports, and kids content at the top on the both Apple TV and iPhone, while library houses a list of content that you purchased from iTunes. Channels. The TV app includes a new channels section, which is a key new services feature that Apple added with the revamp. Channels are subscription services that you can sign up for and watch within the TV app without having to open up another app. So for example, if you come up across a show you want to watch on your iPhone or Apple TV that's on Showtime, you can tap to subscribe to Showtime right in the TV app, and then you can watch that show without leaving the app. Siri. Siri on the Apple TV is activated by pressing the dedicated Siri button on the Siri remote and then speaking a command. Siri can respond to a huge range of requests on the Apple TV, doing everything from offering up movie recommendations to revealing the actors in a television show. As an iOS, Siri can open apps and games and respond to commands that more than simple content searches. Simple rather. So for example, Siri can display sports, scores, movie times, weather, and stock status. Siri can also be used to change specific settings with commands like turn on enhanced speech, a feature that boosts dialogue and softens music and sound effects, or turn on closed captioning for subtitles. Features. What are the features of an Apple TV? First, Apple TV 4K with Wi-Fi and Ethernet rather, 4K screen resolution, thread networking, support 8 GB Ethernet, 128 gig storage, A15 Bionic chip, Siri remote with USB-C connector. Version history and time of release of iOS or tvOS. iOS 4.1 was the first version of iOS available on the Apple TV, which is second generation. It included Apple TV Software 4.0 and was released on October 23, 2011. After that, it received the iOS 5.0 software with My Photo Stream, AirPlay mirroring, NHL, Wall Street Journal, slideshow themes, and Netflix subtitles rather. On the contrary to rumors and code found in iOS 5, the release did not bring support for Bluetooth or app to the Apple TV. On September 24, 2012, Apple TV's second generation onwards received the iOS 6.0 software update, with shared photo streams, iTunes, better AirPlay, and trailers among the smaller improvements. On September 20, 2013, it received the iOS 7.0 software updates, with iTunes Radio, AirPlay from iCloud, and etc. On September 18, 2014, the third generation Apple TV received the iOS 8.0 software update, with a redesigned UI, family sharing, and peer-to-peer AirPlay. tvOS 9 is an operating system that is 95% based on iOS 9, with adaptations made for a television interface. It was announced on September 9, 2015, alongside the new iPad Pro and iPhone 6s. It introduced tvOS, saying that it was time for the Apple TV to gain a modern OS, with support for apps as they are the future of TV. And it was released in October 2015. It adds a native SDK to develop apps, an app store to distribute them, support for Siri, and universal search across multiple apps. tvOS 10. It is really the first major update to the new Apple TV and to the what Apple calls the future of televisions. That means there is a lot that's new and exciting, also potentially confusing. tvOS is derived from iOS. The original came from iOS 9, so it was tvOS 9. So what is tvOS 10? It is the new version of the operating system software that runs on the current Apple TV hardware and was released on 2015. tvOS 11. It is the latest version of Apple operating system for its entertainment-focused Apple TV set-top box. Despite the name, this is a third version of tvOS, following tvOS 9, which launched with 4th generation Apple TV in 2015, and tvOS, which arrived in 2016. tvOS 12 introduces support for Dolby Atmos, one of the most wished for features for the Apple TV 4K. When tvOS 12 launches in the fall, Apple says iTunes will be home to the largest collection of Dolby Atmos supported videos for anywhere. Apple plans to upgrade all eligible titles with Dolby Atmos, so movies you already purchased will be upgraded at no cost, just like when Apple introduced 4K movies in iTunes. tvOS 13. It was launched on the public alongside with iOS 13.1 and iPadOS 13.1 on September 24. The current version of the software is tvOS 13.4.8 released to the public on July 15. A new control center in tvOS lets you manage your tvOS settings and introduce a new feature. With multi-user support, each member of the family can have their own profile so each person's favorite shows and movies are always front and center. tvOS 14. Apple adds new features to tvOS on a regular basis, and the 2020 update to tvOS is tvOS 14. tvOS updates never bring as many changes as iOS or macOS updates, but there are always still some notable new features worth highlighting. tvOS 14 introduces support for more gaming controllers, so you can pair up the Xbox Elite wireless control and Xbox adapted controllers with your Apple multi-user. tvOS 15. The tvOS 15 update can be downloaded over the air through the Settings app on the Apple TV by going to the System, Software Update. Apple TV owners who have automatic software updates turned on will be upgraded to tvOS 15 automatically. Apple tvOS updates are never as grand, but tvOS 15 introduces to a new footable or notable new features. A new shared video section in tvOS will be aggregated any content that people have recommended to you through Messages app. tvOS 16. While the Apple TV was an afterthought during the WWDC 2022 keynote, there is indeed a new tvOS 16 update for all Apple TV HD and Apple TV 4K models. With the first beta released to developers for testing yesterday or some in the past years, below we've rounded up several new features and enhancements coming in the software update. Security of tvOS. The only video output of the Apple TV box is through the HDMI cable. Video input is possible through AirPlay, which the user can lock down or set wide open. Internet communication is possible over Wi-Fi or Ethernet, which is as secure as your home network and related to the security of the Apple TV itself. Most internet connectivity is encrypted, but that may depend on each app. Third-party apps do not have access to what other settings and accounts are on the devices. Keeping the system software up to date should help keep it secure if any vulnerabilities are discovered and patched. Apple security updates, or you should go to Apple support for more information about that. And lastly, there is no document way to gain access to the Apple TV from the outside. In order to snoop around or change things or influence things, the storage SSD disk is encrypted like a file vault and would be unreadable if removed. That's all, and thank you.
So this is the end of my video presentation, and I hope you all learned something from this, and please subscribe and like and share. Thank you.